What's up, guys? Subderek here, back for another VOD review. This is another VOD review that is inspired by a Demacian Raptor tweet. If you guys don't follow Raptor, I'll have the link to this in the description down below. He is always tweeting just really concise, smart stuff about TFT, and this tweet is about how to actually play Bilgewater. So he actually has a lot of really cool notes here that go against how people played Bilgewater, certainly, during stuff like the Paris Open, certainly, in the last patch. He says, always prio stats, HP and AS, go for Graves through when you can, QSS plus damage, Brew, TF, Captain's Brew, the item, only get 1 to 2 tier 2 Bilge items, play 7 ASAP, but then toggle down to 5 to get Grave stats and Brew, feed the frog, and then toggle between tiers to get cheap stats. And then he also credits Skipaeus here with hitting rank 1 EU West using this line and kind of helping optimize the line. And so I thought, well, let's do a VOD review of Skipaeus. Still rank 13. I feel like every time I VOD review somebody, it's when they take quite a tumble. He was peak 1700 LP this set, which is kind of insane, especially this early on into the set, but has taken a little bit of a tumble since then. But still his stats, even when his games are not going that well, 2.17 average on TF and Graves, Nautilus, like whenever he's playing this line, he's doing fantastically well. So, and he actually streamed yesterday, though, he's not someone who I think streams super frequently. So I thought, you know what, let's check it out. Also, can I go? Yeah, I got it on source quality. So, it's, we'll do the best we can with the quality, but hey, it's TFT. It's all chill. Oh, and somebody said, what? He typed in chat, you can use my line of my little legend, you'll never be me, buddy. Holy, what the heck? Okay, well, whatever. We start off here with, nothing pointing amazingly towards this line here. We could not actually make 5 this round. Only way to have made 5 is if we, or make 10, I don't know why I'm saying make 5. Only way we could have made 10 is if we had only fielded 1 unit there, but all good. Pick up a decent Sona opener here. Looks like a Sona Jarvan reroll game, am I right? Okay, probably not. But maybe. You guys really like that video, so I definitely will do some more one-trick VOD reviews if I can. Find some good ones. But yeah, we just make 10 here because making 10 feels good. Get a first augment here. And items-wise, I mean, yeah, we don't really have any kind of direction into Bilge right now. He obviously likes this Bilge line a lot, but we have tier start. We don't have any Bilge units, so I'm not really seeing a ton of direction from this spot. I guess you could take Portable here to give you some direction here. I doubt it's going to be Seraphim's Staff. And we actually see a decent amount of other players playing Bilge here, so yeah, I would not be looking towards Bilge this game, but he rerolls, hits Slammin here, hits the Alawi here, and okay, we are off to the races. Slammin, much better than our other options there, but yeah, we see at least 1 Bilge player, a couple of Demacian players here, and so yeah, he's actually gonna slam Void Staff with the idea of potentially playing towards AP, Void Staff and Steadfast Heart here. So honestly, I mean, by my assumptions, I doubt he's thinking of actually playing Bilge this game. Interesting to show that, I mean, we'll see. Spoiler alert, he does end up in Bilge because I wanted to VOD review a Bilge game. But it's actually surprising because from this start, I would be shocked to end up in Bilgewater just because, I mean, Void Staff, it's a pretty AD-heavy comp, so the Void Staff's not doing much. And the Steadfast also kills the Glove, which is a really important component there. But yeah, I mean, we see this one guy on Bilge. I wonder, with the amount that he is hovering that guy on Bilge, I wonder if he does still want to play it. I guess we will we'll see here. But the upside into playing Bilge, if that is something that we end up, who's to say? If we do want to end up in something like Bilgewater here, the upside is we do have this Alawi too, which does provide a lot of benefit to the line here. So much about Bilge is finding these early upgrades and scaling them with items. And we actually have both of those to play Bilge here. We have the early upgrade in the Alawi, and we have early item augment here in the Slam. And you really want to just, as quickly as possible, get Bilge in, start farming up stuff like, a 2-star Graves is the prototypical example of like, if you hit a 2-star Graves, slam some items onto him, you can win fights that, I mean, you have no business winning with, with any other trait, but, getting a 2-star Graves for free, throwing items on him makes life pretty chill. I will say, if we aren't playing this comp, I really don't know what we would be thinking of playing here. He's going to take another tier here, so I guess he's thinking of just playing like Lysandra stuff from this spot. We have the Invoker opener here. We have a lot of the pieces of it. It must be what he is considering here, but we do find this Graves here and Skipaeus here. always a bilge enjoyer, just loves this line. Yeah, still sees somebody in it and is still going to make the commitment to double slam here and play for bilge here. So, I mean, just goes to show how much he does like this line, that he would actually opt to play from this spot. We haven't farmed any bilge stacks this entire stage, obviously, because we're about to get it in next round. And we have a Void Staff tier open, and he still says, you know what, it's a bilge spot, because maybe it's always a bilge spot. I mean, it's crazy to me that this is, that he thinks that this is a bilge spot, but I mean, we'll see. We will see how the game goes. And the fact that we're contested, right, adds another layer to it. But yeah, we do still have a pretty strong board here. We can start farming up bilge here. Also, really interesting middle TF positioning here to try to get his cards to go and hit the backline here as well. Sadly, the Jarvan actually walks to the left, so we kind of get a little bit wrecked here. I think his idea is to kind of like middle him and get the cards to spread out with this positioning, but it ends up not working out that well here. It's actually a pretty close fight. I think Sona can clutch it. Yeah, I mean, we should be fine here. Yeah, a little close, but we managed to keep our 4 streak here, get our bilge. Did we, oh my god, we actually naturaled 5 bilge, which is really, really nice here. Did he buy the first ones? He must have just bought it really quickly. I think I'm tweaking out here. But okay, I mean, now you can see why we might think of this as a bilge game, because, I mean, we actually high rolled the 3-cost bilges, so we have 5 bilge without buying any. So, I mean, now I think this spot starts to look really, really nice for bilge. And hey, maybe if we'd farmed, if we'd high rolled something else, we would have played it. But we don't end up. All right, level up for the Dr. Schmundo here. Is he, maybe he's yapping to someone in his chat or something like that, I imagine. Okay, he does buy first ones free. Okay, so we did actually skip that in that last fight. That would have been scary, but I think, you know, players like this who, I don't think he streams that much. You know, sometimes when you stream, sometimes streaming can be harder than playing off stream, as many people who have streamed before might know. But we can see our first build shop, which has a Graves of TF in it and some stats here. I'm really curious to see his priority on these. But we do know that the kind of first step that Raptor talks about in that tweet is getting Captain's Brew, and we'll talk about that more when we get there. I mean, it's not Little Buddies. I don't think it's this. I mean, I do like a big grab bag, especially in a comp like this. And now we have Graves 2, and we get a bunch of sword drops here, so we can make a GS here. We can make a DB. Yeah, I kind of like DB best here, and then just move the belt over there. This looks great. Do you ever move Void Staff onto Graves just to get some more stats on him, because he's a Graves 2? Looks like Skipaeus doesn't think so, and you're just going to leave the AD item on the AD unit and the AP item on the AP unit, which, okay, Bedge. I want to see a Void Staff Graves here. I think he'd be a beast with it, honestly, but maybe that's going a little bit too far. But okay, we take another loss here. It's actually kind of surprising that we do lose after, you know, spiking our board pretty hard. And we do find the Captain's Brew there after buying that HP upgrade. So yeah, he did want to buy the HP there to make his board stronger, get that value onto that extra tankiness onto all the Bilgewater units. When you are playing so deep in a vertical bilge, there's a lot of value in it. And he does see Captain's Brew here, which I actually did want to pull up the stats on this real quick. Let me boom, 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 boom. Check this out. Captain's Brew, an item that you can play, that you can get with only having 5 bilge in, actually has the 3rd highest stats of any bilge item. You see Lucky Doubloon all the way down here, which is sad. But I mean, the fact that Captain's Brew is averaging better than things like Dead Man's Plate and First Mate's Flintlock, I think just, you know, goes to show how powerful this is. Just burning and chilling the entire board, giving, you know, okay stats. I mean, the big thing I think is the chill. I feel like that one is kind of crazy. So it's interesting, and I mean, definitely supports the idea from Raptor that you should always take this brew. And the other point of it is that Twisted Fate can apply this onto the entire board here. So this looks like their optimized TF positioning. He's 1x from the middle, right? I guess we will see as we play further. Using the power of our augment here, we are allowed to level really, really early here and pick up the fizz. And that, oh my god, there's no shot. There's no shot, right? Oh my god, we actually get MF on Carousel. All right, nothing to learn here. No, I mean, there's a lot to learn here, but this is an amazing spot. The early MF here, that's 7 bilge on 3-5 here. Now just gonna make the looking at making the LW. Okay, look at this. This is actually really, really crucial here. I'm gonna have to jump back 30 seconds because this thing I have isn't the best at jumping around here. So here, I'll just pause for you guys because I'm a beast. Okay, we're back. I just saved you guys like 5 seconds of your life here. But look at this. We put 7 bilge in here, but we toggle down to 3 bilge here when we buy this Captain's Brew. Now, why would we do this? Well, actually, let me pause again to show you guys something else. I've shown this before, but this is another refresher on here on how the Bilgewater shops actually work. 3 builds, you can only receive tier 1 stat buffs, tier 1 units, which they actually have down here. So it's all of the 1, 2, and 3 costs here, and then lesser dupes here. 5 builds is where you can find the tier 1 items, which is the brew and the doubloon. So that's the only tier that you can find those items at. You can also find tier 2 units, which means you can get some of these guys. And you can also find the tier 2 stat buffs. And then if you go up to 7, that's when you can start seeing the tier 2 items, which is everything but those earlier items, tier 3 stat buffs and tier 3 units, which, you know, higher odds of finding stuff like a Thomas Kench, and stuff like the MF and the Fizz become much more likely. Okay, so, oh yeah, and they have the showing the items down here and how they work, and then also the stats actually start costing more as you buy them. It's beautiful. Little Buddy Bot, shout out, go to littlebuddybot.com for any kind of like charts and stuff like this. Now, why are we toggling down to 3? Well, the idea is we've already found the one tier 1 item that we want. We want the Captain's Brew. So we no longer want to see Captain's Brew in our shops. All we want to see are these small units. We want to see stuff like Graves and Twisted Fate, and this is actually our highest odds of finding them across the entire game, right? If you go up to 5, you actually have worse odds of finding Graves and TF, and the only other reason that normally you would play 5 or 7 is to find stuff like Misfortune. We've actually already found Misfortune here, so we can toggle down to 3, have much higher odds of finding these guys, have much higher odds of finding the Bilgewater lesser dupes, and then we can just accelerate really quickly to a 3-star. And we can also even just pick up the stats on the way to keep refreshing our shops, and look for that stuff. So there is the idea behind this, and it makes perfect sense and is just really, really nice. He just typed in chat wrong side. Oops, because I think his Alawi did not tank nicely for his Graves here, so we're actually gonna get a little cleared here. Yeah, this is a fight. Yeah, I think he could have won that. He's actually beating himself up. He's like, oh, I could have won that fight easily. He's typing in chat and saying like, that was a super easy fight to win if I'd played it better. But yep, gonna once again toggle buy the stats actually before the dupe here, with just the idea of, I mean, if we're not going to use the dupe now, we might as well buy the stats first, right? You'd rather have the stats because the dupe's not doing anything until you actually use it to 3-star unit. So might as well just buy the stats, and he's happy to keep refreshing. Normally, you know, in the past when I've auto-reviewed this comp, we had like the dish soap Bilgewater playstyle, where he'd actually greed all of his money for these higher tier bilge items. But with this new way of playing the comp, you're not greeding for that many items. You're greeding for stuff like the Graves 3 and all the stats, and then just, you know, using that combat strength the entire game. So yeah, he's going to now buy the duplicator, now buy the Graves, and we are on our way without rolling once, right? To Graves 3, we are 6 out of 9 Graves at this point, if you're including the one from the dupe here. So it's so easy when you play it like this, when you toggle down to actually unlock that stuff. And obviously, we're still going to play 7 bilge because we want to. And we're actually rolling here. Wow. Just because we're paired on the Fizz, paired on the Misfortune. It takes us down to 0 gold, but I mean, it's definitely well worth it here. Gonna make Bramble Vest here, Last Whisper here. Gonna throw the Captain's Brew back down on the Twisted Fate. Yeah, it looks like he really likes Twisted Fate in this hex here. One from the middle onto the right there to just try to get those cards. Yeah, I mean, look at those cards flying through all these units here, hitting the backline. Actually, wow, yeah, hitting the vein there, doing a ton. Yeah, we're just hitting the vein every single time with these cards, applying chill every single time. It's actually crazy. Every time these cards hit the vein, she gets chilled, which is it's actually nutty. But we still lose because yeah. I mean, I doubt that we can take either of these, so I just look at something like a Know Your Enemy here. Seems decent. And Swordsmith actually sounds really nice here in this spot here. Maybe some kind of salvage bin idea. I would just take this. Yeah, I think this is good. We can use this as very likely, yeah, an MF plus a Graves item, though the Sterex I think most people don't like as much. But once again, toggle down to 3 bilge, keep buying the stats, keep refreshing, digging for these Graveses and our next bilge duplicator, because if we can find that stuff, we are good. Wow, he actually ups to Sterex, the MF, just for the stats. So yeah, he's just gonna do that instead of throwing it onto the Graves here. Yeah, just wants the MF doing as much as possible with the damage from Sterex. Interesting, but okay. I mean, it certainly works here. And yeah, we're gonna take another loss. He says, if I don't. He just typed in chat, I'm sorry, my head is covering this stuff here. I should honestly move my head here because it's not like he has a cam here. He says, if I don't get Cloak, it's Bottlemeek. He thinks that he's like destined to bot for this game if he can't find a cloak here, because that is the other thing. And let's ooh, that's a nice roll down. But let me pull up even more stats here. If you do look at just the stats on Graves 3, you can see most built item, best delta on Graves. I mean, it's just insane. GS also really shines here for whatever reason. I'm not actually sure why GS looks so good in the stats here. But yeah, I mean, the idea is he's a melee carry. There's a lot of CC in this set. There is a lot of chill. It's also, you know, his ability modifies his auto attacks, and so stuff that gives him extra AS is fantastic here. So this is the item that you will see everybody building onto Graves, and it goes back to what Raptor said, is that BIS is QSS plus damage onto this Graves. Don't have to worry about stuff like the Stair Axe. You can just throw that. It's funny that he ends up throwing it onto backlink, because I would think, I mean, I would think it would be better on the Graves than the MF, but he's actually happy enough. But he says, okay, at least I'm second pick here. Actually, man, I wish more people would do this. Yeah, he does need to hit his Graves kind of next round, or his life is going to be a bit rough here. Luckily, second pick here, there is a cloak on Carousel, so we can pick this up. We can get the QSS for the Graves, so that is going to be huge. We also are still slowly farming up this Ornn artifact here, which is going to be big here. But yeah, we do really need to hit. We open by the TF just because it's cheap. We don't hit the Graves yet, which is really scary here. And we are just going to slam the items onto the MF here, just because he's actually going to, wow, he's going to roll here down to 10 gold, hoping that he can find a Graves. He doesn't find it though. Ooh, this is a scary spot. Hopefully we can win, but I mean, we're into Kais at 2, Rift Herald 2. Yeah, this actually looks really, really, really scary. And yeah, we're taking another loss here, man. I mean, it's been a rough stage 4, but I mean, normally in this comp, right, you're accelerating so quickly to the Graves 3, but we haven't actually accelerated to it at all. We haven't hit it. Black Market refresh surely is going to get us there. And now actually, just beautifully played, he toggles back into 7 Bilgewater here. The second he finds the Graves, he toggles back into that. And says, okay, now I'm done. You know, I found the Graves here. Actually, wow, opts to reforge the rest of his items. So he goes for the QSS LWDB and then reforges the Stair Axe plus the Shojin here, looking for just something better. Just saying the Shojin's not even going to do enough onto the Misfortune, and the Stair Axe is not good enough onto the Graves here. Really just wants the pure damage onto the Graves. And yeah, I was looking for more tank items, more Graves items, because, you know, obviously the LW can move down. He doesn't find Graves items, so he does find more tank items. So now we do actually, I mean, rotate into a Sunfire, and now we have that done, which is really, really nice for us, actually. Get some rods here, which is a tad awkward. Might have to reforge some of this stuff here. Gonna reforge belt, and it's just gonna take, yeah, just Fizz items here. Death Cap and Crown Guard here. Gonna move these items over to the Thomas Kench. And yeah, he's just starting to now buy more stats at this higher tier. So this is the other thing that you have to talk about with this comp is stats as you buy them get more expensive. We can actually pull up the little buddy bot here, actually, because it's, okay, pause though, please. There we go. Stats get more expensive as you buy them. You know, your first tier 1 stats cost 15, the next one costs 30, the next one costs 45. But these costs, the increased cost of the stats do not go across all tiers. So if you buy all the way up to 105 stats here, and then you toggle to 5 build, all of a sudden your stats are costing 30, 60, 90. So what you're supposed to do is actually toggle between the tiers. We've actually bought up a ton of tiers of tier 1 stats now. So now we're going to toggle between 7 bilge and 5 bilge to buy the rest of our stats, because those are going to cost a lot less. So yeah, it's interesting here. He does still obviously also have the 7 bilge stuff left to buy here. So we are certainly going to buy that when we get the chance. The citrus is really, really nice. You saw in the stats earlier, that is one of the best ones in the game, just because it makes Thomas Kench just a monster with it. So that's definitely what we're gonna look for. It's kind of crazy that this is our setup with 6 tank items essentially, and then the Fizz and the Graves duo carry. But that's what we're doing here. And then we do have the TF nicely applying all of these debuffs with the Void Staff and the other one. Rotate into another really scary Demacia board, and we do end up losing to Losher there with that board. But we do get our very, very nice Citrus here. I thought for sure, yeah, I guess it's hard. I was going to move Adaptive down to Misfortune here, but I guess his thought is that it's not really going to do all that much on her, and the adaptive is really good on the Toad here. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. He's lamenting his matchmaking here, but we rotate into this guy and we actually just clear him here. We clear Sappho, Paris Open finalist there. Just absolutely clear them with just the power of the TK eating stuff, the Graves doing a ton of damage, and now you can see why people like playing this this variant so much is we just clear that guy. It wasn't even close. Gonna take Kraken here, it looks like. Yeah, for the misfortune item. We are 0 items misfortune right now, so the faster we can get to something onto her, I think the better here. Would be pretty happy about buying that other Bilgewater item, I would think. Oh, and we do get a sniper's focus. Oh my god, that's huge for us, actually. Allows us to throw that there. We are just going to play this board for now. Just yeah, I mean, have the Swain as a very nice +1 on the board, and ooh, he does also unlock TK in the shop there, which will be a really nice pickup. And yeah, we're just clearing people now. We've kind of hit our rhythm. Remember, this early game looked so rough. We lost every fight stage 4, but stabilized around the Graves 3, and now, I mean, we've got everything going on here. We have the TK2 that we can pick up in our shop. We are actually really close to Dead Man's Dagger if we wanted here. I'm really curious to see. Yeah, he rolls over Dead Man's Dagger because he just doesn't value it that highly onto somebody like MF. The stats, like we talked about, actually look quite bad for Dead Man's Dagger, and he also knows, now that I buy this TK, we are going to be really low on stacks. It's going to take us a long time to get back up to 180, so we might as well refresh and start looking for more stats to buy, because these are going to buff up the entire board. We are still playing 7 Bilge. We are playing for this Graves. The next thing I'm excited to see is how, if and how we do get out of this kind of stuff if we start dropping out of these other Bilge units, because normally Graves is one of the Bilges that you drop here. But because we've invested so hard in the Bilge stats, I wonder, you know, how long we do just play 7 for. You know, certainly this Alawi feels like she should come off the board eventually. Usually people replace her for like a Volibear, but we haven't actually farmed up a Volibear yet. So I'll see if that's even something that we can do. Do find Shyvana here. We do find, wow, the Orin 2. I mean, this is the greediest long-term build that you can have here. 7 Bilge plus the Orin here. But I mean, you can greed if you win, right? So we are continuing to win fights here, so I think we can play this until we until we lose a fight here. A little bit weird about the middle sniper's focus MF. I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe he was trying to dodge something here. Is there a Diana in the pool? I'm not sure. But we do end up swap. I mean, we win the fight, so it must be right. That's how it is. But yeah, still just laser focused on buying these stats. Plus 6% max HP onto our entire board is really nice, especially a big boy like this Thomas Kench here. In terms of what we're feeding to the TK, it's looking like a mix of HP and AP. AS not very relevant onto a tank, so yeah, don't really want to ever be feeding that to him. But the AP and the HP seems like a pretty common take. Yeah, he actually does. He just likes the MF in the middle here, just to focus the Make It Rain on the middle there. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't completely get it, but okay. We do finally fight Losher again and lose again. This Losher guy just has kept it has been the bane of our existence here, but he's gonna toggle down actually to 3 Bilge here to look for more stats. I thought he was gonna toggle to 5, but I guess his idea is, I mean, we're toggling down regardless here to play. No, he actually toggles back up to 7. Yeah, so we are just gonna continue on this board here. We do get this Death's Defiance, which once again, no value for that on. He thinks of Graves as a backliner essentially, and so he's not gonna throw DD onto like Graves or anything like that. We are just going to keep as many damage items as possible on him, and we kill that guy, and Losher goes down as well. Like, look how strong our board is with just this full damage Graves and all of these Bilgewater. I wish he would hover Bilge here, but I don't think he's gonna, just to see all the stats that we're getting. But it's crazy the amount of stats that we've purchased across the course of this game here. Finds a Azir2, who's just gonna, oh my god, he feeds the Azir. That's why he was holding it, to feed a Azir2 to the TK here. Gonna buy, yep, toggled there. You saw it. It was really quick, so if you guys missed it, sorry, but it's annoying for me to go back. Toggled down to 5 Bilge to refresh his shop so that he can buy those 5 Bilge stats. They're really nice optimization. Here it's actually beautiful here. All right, and the Fizz deletes backline. I think this might be, I mean, it's not looking even close. Won the game with 7 Bilge on the board. I mean, I think you can certainly, like I talked about, you know, cut some of the other pieces of it, but just not even close in terms of the lobby. He just cleared everybody with a 7 Bilge board. Super greedy, but I mean, just absolutely stomped people. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and Happy New Year. It's New Year's. So I hope you guys had a really good 2025, and I hope you guys have a great 2026. 2026, it's gonna be an interesting year. I'm really, really excited for 2026. Have some stuff cooking that I will talk to you guys about as soon as I can talk through it. But I don't know. It's gonna be a crazy year. Hopefully, I think for the better, for sure. But we'll see. But thank you guys for your support the entire year. It means the world to me that I get to do this and make videos for you guys, and that people watch them. This is not a New Year's recap video, which I don't know if I'll ever end up making one of those. Hopefully I do. But it was really nice meeting so many people at the Paris Open, all that kind of stuff. It means a lot that you guys watch my videos. So thank you guys for watching them. Here's to another year of making videos, playing TFT, and some other third thing. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Bye-bye.